All right, as we're talking about Coach T and different things that he has meant to each one of you guys, not only this year, but in years past with the cross-country team. We're gonna ask some questions and just that we've got scripted just so that we can give you guys impact as to what he has done for pretty much you guys as a team and for each one of you throughout the years. So if we think about Coach T, what is one thing he has done that will impact your life outside of cross-country?
Coach C helped me decide on my career path when I was confused on what I wanted to do. He sat down and talked with me and helped me decide on what I wanted to do and set me on the path to get there.
Does anybody else want to elaborate?
Pretty much anytime Coach She saw a scholarship opportunity, he always pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, have you seen this yet? I think that this would be a good scholarship for you." He always had an eye out for me, and that means a lot to me because it's nice to have someone I can depend on, someone always looking out in my best interests.
All right, Zach, what's one of the funniest things that you will remember about Coach T?
It was that region where I saw him jumping up and down. You should seen it, but he was going across the greenhouse. He was second, I was third. And it's just funny how he was jumping up and down. So.
What are some of the things that you all will miss about cross country and having Coach T as a coach?
Personally, I'm gonna miss having just the atmosphere and everybody just being in a loving family type atmosphere and everything.
Yeah, Coach T was always, I'm gonna miss Coach T's positivity during practice. He always, he never had anything bad to say about practice. He was always making sure we were all set on our goals and stuff, and I'm gonna miss that.
And he was always positive too.
Mm-hmm.
He kept us in a positive mindset throughout the season and kept us going.
Yeah, Coach T was always there to tell us to keep our effort going, no matter how we felt. And he was always there for the safety point, if you felt like you were going to be passing out or something, he was always there ready to help you out.
I'm sure each of you are grateful for everything that Coach T has done for you all. But what is the biggest thing that you want him to know that you're grateful for?
I think I'm just grateful that he was always there. And, to have a coach who put in that much effort for his team, for his athletes, it just shows a lot of, his character. And I guess I'm just going to miss the fact that he was always out there to have our best interests, and I just couldn't thank him anymore for all the things he's done for us.
One thing that I'm always grateful for with Coach T is that he always called before a meet and checked and made sure I was ready before the race and everything, because a lot of times it's really you're just not in the zone to run, and it's a lot of times really hard to run. And he always called to make sure that everything was okay and that you were ready, and I'm always grateful for that.
And also, when he called, he made sure we knew our splits and stuff like that. He double checked, we have all our gear, make sure we are eating good and stuff like that. Make sure you eat first thing in the morning, make sure you have something to eat before the race, make sure you drink a sip of water, and so on. So.
I'm thankful for the fact that probably 2 years ago, I never would have thought I'd be running cross country at a state level and just be as good as I am today. And I don't think I ever would have thought I would have made it to state in the 800 without the help that Coach T has put in.
See, I'm grateful for his ability to find opportunities for me, especially when along to your future college plans, as finding I do long jump, so he found other potential places I could go for sports if I wanted to.
Let's fill in the blank. Coach T has been a positive influence in my life because
he's always there. He always has something there to help you with. If you come to him about any problem, he'll always figure out a way to help you solve it.
He always believed in me, and that meant a lot to me because, I wasn't the fastest runner, but he always said to me, I believe that you can hit your goal time. I believe that you can do this or that, and that just meant a lot.
What advice would you give to Coach and any other current or future cross-country team member?
For the future cross-country team members, just make sure you stay dedicated, make sure you stay healthy, don't get sick, and just stay strong.
I would say for future cross country runners is to listen to Coach T, because he always he talks a lot not just about running, but the stuff you should do when you're not running. And if you listen to that, it makes a huge difference, and it's really important to make sure you do everything he says because he has your best interests at mind.
And I think, for future cross-country runners, I think, don't ever stop believing in yourself, because you never know that what you can do, what your body can do. What if you set your mind to something, it's amazing what you can actually do. And I just think that's a really good thing to do, to never stop believing in yourself.
As Eric said, long runs and the weekend runs are key because, not doing those does not really help. And then, telling yourself that you can't do it will really translate to for you not being able to do it, so you always got to tell yourself that you can.
And one last chance to tell Coach T thanks.
Thank you for getting me into this sport and for helping me not only in the sport, helping me do the best I can be, but also outside the sport and making sure that everything is going good for me.
Thank you for what I understand, helping me get into the sport and prosper in the sport and become a better person outside the sport as well, and helping me find college paths.
Thank you, Coach, for being there by my side since 8th grade when I first started running. I know I missed a year, but I wish I had it now. But that's all that happened. But thank you for being there, keeping me going, even through the up and down. I probably hit some rush bats, but I probably couldn't make it through without you. Thank you, Coach.
Even though it's my first and last year, just thanks for the experience as a whole. It really can just build upon your character for what you do as you go through this sport and learn from the advice that you give. So thanks.
Thank you for always just being there for me, being there for us as seniors. And I've been on this team for 4 years, and I've never had a coach so dedicated, to the sport, to us. And that, I just want to say thank you. Just thank you for just being who you are, being, the person that you are and the coach that you are. I couldn't have had a better coach, so thank you just for everything that you've done for me for the past 4 years. It means the world, so thank you again.
Thank you. All right, Garrett, if you had to look to the future, all that, what do you think you're going to miss most about being part of the OHS cross country team and about not having Coach T anymore?
I'd probably say the fellowship of the team. Teamwork was probably one of the main reasons I continued staying on the team, other than liking running. And then having Coach T as probably one of the best coaches I've ever had, and always being positive, for example, wanted me to basically stay there.
Oh, good. What advice would you give to coach and other future cross-country runners?
I definitely say never give up, because improvement is basically one of the main things in cross country. Is you start off with slow time and then slowly you build up and get faster and faster, and that's what I did. So I encourage most people to at least keep trying, go to practice, and then ask Coach T for extra help if you need it.
Oh, great. Tell me about some of the ways that Coach T has made a positive impact in your life.
He bettered my mindset. I think I used to go in thinking that I wouldn't run a fast time, and I surprised myself. I made a really fast time on my first run, and I kept getting faster. And I think being with Coach T helped me with that.
Good. Outside of cross country, how do you think he has impacted things in your life?
Well, he did talk about colleges with me, and he even suggested getting me into the ROTC program. And this is the first year that I've been in it, so I was kind of scared and didn't know what to do, and he gave me a whole bunch of pointers and helped me throughout everything.
Okay. What do you think you'll miss the most next year?
I'd say not just the teamwork, but the way that Coach brings us all together.
All right, we're thinking about Coach T. How has he impacted your life outside of cross country?
Well, Coach T was always there for me. He was always giving me calls, talking about colleges, or just checking up on me, telling me about scholarships. Just all around, he was always there, looking for my well-being.
In 10 years or in the future, what do you think you're going to miss most about being part of the cross country team, or miss about having Coach T as your coach?
Well, the cross-country team was basically a family, and Coach T really brought all of us together as a family and united us to do our best and all around work good as a team.
Let's fill in the blank on this one. Coach T has been a positive influence in my life because
I knew he was always there for me. No matter what, he would always be there.
All right, thinking about the future, what do you think you're going to miss most about Coach T and or the Ola cross country team?
One thing I think I'm gonna miss the most is just about, I guess I'm gonna start with the team first, is we're just like a big family. Like there's no other way to put it. I think everyone there is just so positive and just so fun. Like every time I come out to practice, we just have such a great time, and I don't know, we're always kind of like messing around, just cracking jokes and stuff. And I'm just really gonna miss kind of like that family bond that I've had, because I've been here since 8th grade. It's just flown by so fast. It's crazy. What I'm going to miss about Coach T, just having him as a coach in my life, he is always just showing that he cares all the time. Like, for example, with his remind messages, like he's always been, like every single year, he always.
So what are you going to miss most next year about cross country and Coach T?
I'm going to miss my teammates, and I'm going to miss Coach T always encourage me.
In 10 years, when you look back on the cross country season and the team, what will you look back and think?
That it actually benefited me for the long run in track.
And what's one of the things you would want Coach T to know that you're grateful for?
His positive attitude, and he's always pushed